Imagine you're a restaurant owner with multiple dishes to serve. You need to manage your kitchen staff, ingredients, and orders efficiently. Similarly, when you're working with multiple containers, you need a way to manage and orchestrate them. That's where Kubernetes comes in. In this tutorial, we'll explore how to migrate from Docker Compose to Kubernetes. We'll learn why Kubernetes is essential for managing containerized applications and how it can help you scale your applications with ease. By the end of this tutorial, you'll have a clear understanding of how to migrate your Docker Compose applications to Kubernetes. Let's start with the basics. Kubernetes is like a team of experienced restaurant managers who ensure that your kitchen runs smoothly. They assign tasks to the staff, manage ingredients, and ensure that orders are fulfilled on time. In the context of containerization, Kubernetes is an orchestration tool that automates the deployment, scaling, and management of containers. It's like having a personal assistant who takes care of all the tedious tasks, allowing you to focus on what matters most, developing your application. Kubernetes provides a robust framework for deploying and managing containerized applications. It offers features like self-healing, resource management, and scaling, making it an ideal choice for managing complex applications. With Kubernetes, you can ensure that your application is always available, scalable, and secure. Now, let's take a look at the architecture diagram. We have a Kubernetes cluster that consists of multiple nodes. Each node represents a machine that can run containers. We also have a pod, which is the basic execution unit in Kubernetes. A pod can contain one or more containers. The containers in a pod share the same network namespace and resources. We also have a deployment, which is a way to describe the desired state of a pod or a group of pods. The deployment ensures that the desired number of replicas are running at any given time. We also have a service, which provides a network identity and load balancing for accessing a pod or a group of pods. Before we begin, you'll need to have Docker and Kubernetes installed on your machine. You'll also need to have a basic understanding of containerization and Docker Compose. If you're new to Docker, don't worry, we'll cover the basics as we go along. You'll need to install the Kubernetes command line tool, kubectl, which allows you to interact with your Kubernetes cluster. You'll also need to install a container runtime, such as Docker, which allows you to run containers on your machine. Now, let's compare Docker Compose and Kubernetes. Docker Compose is a tool for defining and running multi-container Docker applications. It's great for development and testing, but it's not designed for production environments. Kubernetes, on the other hand, is a production-ready orchestration tool that can manage complex applications. When to use Docker Compose? Use it for development and testing. When to use Kubernetes? Use it for production environments. In this step, we'll create a Kubernetes cluster using the kubectl command line tool. We'll use the kind command to create a local cluster. This will allow us to test and deploy our application in a local environment. Think of it like setting up a test kitchen where you can experiment with new recipes before serving them to your customers. We'll create a cluster with one node, which will be our local machine. We'll also create a pod that runs a simple web server. In this step, we'll deploy a Docker Compose application to our Kubernetes cluster. We'll use the compose command line tool to convert our Docker Compose file to a Kubernetes deployment. Think of it like hiring a team of experienced chefs who can help you scale your kitchen operations. We'll create a deployment that runs multiple replicas of our web server. We'll also create a service that provides load balancing for our web server. Now, let's walk through the process flow. We start by creating a Kubernetes cluster. Then, we deploy a Docker Compose application to our cluster. Next, we verify that our application is running correctly. If it's not running, we troubleshoot the issue. If it's running, we can scale our application to meet increasing demand. To verify that our application is running correctly, we can check the Kubernetes console. We can see the status of our deployment, the number of replicas running, and the load balancing configuration. We can also check the logs to see if there are any errors or issues. When migrating from Docker Compose to Kubernetes, you may encounter some common issues. One issue is that your application may not be able to communicate with other containers. This can be due to incorrect network configuration. Another issue is that your application may not be able to scale correctly. This can be due to incorrect deployment configuration. To troubleshoot these issues, you can check the Kubernetes logs and the deployment configuration. In this tutorial, we learned how to migrate from Docker Compose to Kubernetes. We learned about the benefits of Kubernetes, how to create a Kubernetes cluster, and how to deploy a Docker Compose application to Kubernetes. We also learned how to verify that our application is running correctly and how to troubleshoot common issues. With this knowledge, you can now migrate your Docker Compose applications to Kubernetes and manage them efficiently. Subscribe for daily in-depth DevOps tutorials explained in simple terms.